They let me go on a Thursday afternoon. No warning, no conversation, no hint of respect for the years I had poured into that place. Just a thick envelope slid across the desk by my new manager. Her lips curled into a smug little smirk. Her voice was sugar over poison. "Sign here. You're replaceable. We'll be just fine without you." For a moment, I simply stared at the papers. Termination. Cold black ink declaring the end of a chapter one had bled for. I should have been angry. I should have raged, shouted, begged for justice. But I didn't. I picked up the pen, signed my name and smiled. Because she didn't know. The real story didn't start that Thursday. It started years earlier, when I was nothing but an underpaid rookie desperate to prove myself. I gave everything, my nights, my weekends, my health, to that company. While my friends were out drinking or sleeping in, I was grinding through night courses, cramming for certification exams, building expertise one painful brick at a time. And the company funded it all. Every class, every exam fee, every license. They thought they owned me because of it. They believed by paying for my growth, they were tightening a leash around my neck. But they never realized I was quietly tightening one around theirs. See, buried deep in my employment contract was a clause. Most people wouldn't have noticed it, but I read every line, every comma, every word. That clause stated, if my employment ends for any reason, every certification, license, and credential they had funded under my name becomes invalid, retroactively void. That meant not just my qualifications disappeared, the firm's entire operating license collapsed with them. They'd written that clause to keep employees from leaving. They thought it was a cage for me. They never imagined it would become a noose for them. And my manager, she had no idea. She was new, young, arrogant, the kind of manager who strutted in like a queen on day one, dismissing the people who'd built the department she was now leading. She sneered at experience, mocked procedures, treated compliance like a nuisance. She saw me as a threat, too respected, too knowledgeable, too established. Every meeting we had, her eyes flicked toward me with irritation. Every time I spoke, she looked smaller. She hated me for it. So, she did what insecure people do. She tried to eliminate what intimidated her. And she succeeded. She thought she had won. She thought signing those papers made her powerful. But power is nothing when you don't know the rules of the game. The second my signature dried, the company was doomed. My certifications dissolved like smoke, and with them the company's ability to legally operate. I didn't say a word. I didn't shout a warning. I simply packed a box, walked out with a calm smile, and let the clock tick. By midnight, their internal systems began failing compliance checks. By sunrise, contracts were frozen, audits flagged, and regulators circled. By the time the CEO's plane touched down from his vacation, chaos had devoured the firm. I heard it all through the whispers of colleagues. Contracts worth millions suspended in limbo. Clients furious. Phones ringing off the hook. And then, the CEO storming through the doors, face red with rage, shouting the same question over and over. Who the hell did we just fire? When my name was spoken, silence followed like a guillotine blade. 'Cause everyone knew. I wasn't just another employee. I was the keystone holding the whole structure together. And they'd ripped me out. The new manager scrambled, drowning in her own mess. She blamed IT. She blamed accounting. She even tried to paint me as vindictive, claiming I had sabotaged the firm. But the truth was undeniable. The clause was there in black and white. Her own signature sat at the bottom of my termination papers. She hadn't just fired me, she had burned the foundation of the company. By the end of that week, she was gone. Not quietly, not gracefully. She was disgraced. Her name blacklisted in an industry that never forgets. And then my phone rang. The CEO himself. His voice wasn't booming anymore. It was soft, tired, almost pleading. Come back. We'll fix this. Name your salary. I let him finish. And then I laughed. Because I didn't need them anymore. I had already reinstated every certification. Under my own name this time. I had already begun building something new. A firm of my own. Smaller, sharper mine. And the clients who trusted me. They followed. The ones who mattered always do. Meanwhile, their empire crumbled. Every day they operated without me, they bled more. Contracts dissolved. Competitors swooped in. Their once proud firm was nothing but a sinking ship, dragged under by arrogance and ignorance. Weeks later I saw her again. The manager. She looked different. Thinner, older, like the stress had carved years into her face. She spotted me at a cafe, froze, and then spat venom across the table. "You ruined everything." I stirred my coffee slowly, savoring the moment. "No. You ruined yourself. You just never read the fine print." Her lips trembled. She opened her mouth, but no words came. And then she left, shaking, her coffee untouched. That's the thing about revenge. People think it's fire and fury, shouting matches and slammed doors. But the sweetest revenge is quiet. It's legal. It's elegant. It's letting someone dig their own grave, then standing above them with a contract they ignored. They said I was replaceable. Maybe I was. But I replaced myself and left them with nothing. Now, when I think back to that Thursday, I don't feel bitterness. Feel clarity. Because betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from fools too blind to recognize your worth until you're gone. And when their licenses failed, when the contracts collapsed, when the CEO roared, "Who did we just fire?" That was the moment the knife twisted. And I never had to answer. Because he already knew.